Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, as the title says, is Dante taking things too far? Well, it's a bit of a tricky question now, isn't it? Because some can sit there and say yes, and some can sit there and say no. Now, for me personally, I do understand where Dante's coming from. I understand where other people are coming from too. You know, like, you know, he didn't put a gun to his head. He didn't sit there and tell him, hey, listen, do it or else. He just did it the second time. Just like Danny didn't tell Rocco to chug that drink. He literally said, just hold it. But, Rocco, being the dumbass that he is, decided to sit there and drink. And I know some people sit there and say, but he's just a kid. He doesn't know any. I don't give a. Go take that. Go take that shit somewhere else. Okay? I'm not doing the whole, oh, well, you have to understand it. No, the fuck I don't. No, the hell I don't. Okay? I don't have to understand the fact that he's a kid, he's impressionable. I don't give a shit. Nobody told him to sit there and take that drink, he drunk it. Nobody told him to sit there and break into that lab, he did it. Okay? So honestly tell you, I do not feel bad for him in either one of those scenarios. Listen, I'm not the guy that does understanding. That's just not me. Okay? I don't do sympathy. Anyway, let's sit there and get started. Amy H is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Sean is in the chat. How you doing tonight? LaShawn is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Hope everyone had a great day. By the way, let's just hope that none of those dogs decide to sit there and take a number one and number two on Sonny's carpet since Emma Smith they're just smiling like, oh, I'm so cute. You got a bunch of wild animals in this house, and you're just like, oh, it's just no big deal. It's just hilarious. Well, we're gonna talk about it all. Blackmon, aka Mr. GQ. You know, I haven't been on here in like 2 days. That seems like 2 years. Um, and a lot happened in 2 days with all the soaps. So you know we're gonna sit there and talk about it. LaShawn says Sophia is going to take her baby from John Ish now. Yeah, you got that dumbass back again. AKA the knockoff Jan Spears. The what do you want to sit there and call it? The Dollar General Jan Spears. Pathetic. Pathetic days of our lives. Absolutely pathetic. You're not allowed to talk about people. Cam, yes, he is. Emma, yes, he is. Emma is the problem. Okay. Nope, not much Jason or Britt this week. That is correct, Mundo. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Black Mind. It's good to have you. Darby was good. Autumn says, hey, Albert, Dante really pissed me off. He's a hypocrite. Dante has no one to talk about, considering what he did to Michael all those years ago. This is just a case of karma coming back around. Oh, yeah. Where's my music at? Need my music. I'm gonna need my drink in a hot minute. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, people. We got Kevin back. Yay! For how long? How long? Right? Now I know the General Hospital fans on uppity arms, like, yay, Kevin's back. He's gonna be there to support Laura. And while people, it sounds lovely to sit there and say, but in reality, he's also in the show called Beyond the Gates, and he ain't leaving. So I don't know what this. I can't tell you. Sean says, Albert, what do you think of Michael and Jacinda? Um, they're fine, I guess. I mean, I've never been rah-rah for couples or anything like that, but I don't know. I feel like I feel like it's going to be short-lived. I mean, uh, let me put it this way, Sean. I hope that they do something with Jacinda. You know, make her part of the show, not just Michael's girlfriend. Because I feel like if she doesn't start to have some sort of ties, some sort of friendships with other people on the show, I don't see her character really lasting too long. You know, that's my whole thing. They got to literally include her into the show. And said Albert thoughts on Brady living in the Kiriakis mansion. However, it's not that he is poor; it's just a setup for him and Sarah being a couple and Xander. My thoughts on him being in a Kiriakis mansion. Listen, I think it's fine because honestly, to tell you the truth, Brady needs some space for Marlena. I don't like the fact. Listen, I understand he's upset with Marlena, but I don't think I don't think him going to the hospital and dumping on her like that was cool. Yeah, you could sit there and say you love her and everything like that, but you practically sit there saying you failed her and just coming at her harshly. Dude, she's in a fucking hospital. What are you doing? She's literally in a hospital. Like, that was my whole thing. I was like, that was such a dick move. I see you changed your name. Is it still Melissa, though? Darby says Emma was always inconsiderate with other people or their things. Em doesn't care about others unless it helps her. Somebody needs to check her insensitive butt. Rocco to drinks. Chase to drinks those drinks. All right, you mean like he didn't cause him to drink? Well, he, you know, yes. And here's the thing, and maybe just me want to play devil's advocate for a hot minute. No, he didn't sit there and pour drinks down his stomach. He didn't sit there and say drink bitch or anything like that. But like he saw that he was passed out and he knew he was drinking. He should have sat there and called Dante instead of trying to be the cool older whatever and being like, nah, man, you could just do you or whatever. Like, bro, come on, seriously? You have you have a minor that's not there drinking that just has some drinks, and you're just like, oh, you could just sleep it off. Like, at the very least, you could have gave Lulu a heads up, you know, and you didn't. You didn't tell them, and it was actually pretty bad. It wasn't until Cody, actually did anything. And the second time, you roped him into it. And what's really interesting. So Dante is coming at Gio with all this smoke about that. Dante did not sit there and say one thing to Emma about that. Dante did not come at Emma the same way he came at Gio. Why? Because she's a girl. Your son almost died. Your son got arrested, right? But you coming straight at Dante like that. Like, what are we doing at this point? Spider Quick says I would look on Sunny and Rick's face when all those dogs came in surprising Sunny ain't have a heart attack and look like they made stuff worse. Rocco, somehow Dante's going to be furious. I thought that was funny, but I also thought that was hella inconsiderate. And the fact that Emma just stood there and smiling, like, listen, I love animals, but if one of those damn animals would have pissed on my floor, I would have been, I would have probably sent Anna a cleaning bill. Like you just took him there and just start smiling and laughing like shit was cool. Like the fuck are we doing? Like what? What are we doing? I mean, yes, I get the funny part. Like trust me, I was laughing too. So yeah, I get the funny part. Really, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of rewinded like about 2 or 3 times because I just thought that shit was hilarious. And I also was just like, when I got done laughing, and I was like, all right, Emma and Gio, you fucked up, buddy. Um, hey, is anybody happy that Kevin is back? Listen, Kevin was back, and the minute he was in there talking to Laura, that man's phone was blowing up. It was like, yeah, you're here, but you're not really here, right? I'm sorry, I just have to sit there and check on a patient. Yeah, he's just going through rehab. Yo, she's literally something telling you that she had to have Sunny help clean up her body. And you're like, oh, I'm so sorry because I wasn't here and everything. This is why sometimes this shit don't always work out when they try to do multiple soaps. Because it's like they're supposed to be there during these key moments and they're not. And again, Wally Kurt, unlike Wally Kurt, who goes back and unlike I'm happy Kevin's back, but every time he talks, he sounds like Ryan or Joey. He just sounds evil. He sounds evil. Imagine Kevin, the big boss. Um, Darby says, if I was Sunny, I would probably just put Emma on a bus back to Robin's and Patrick's house. Um, what was I saying before? So Kevin being back doesn't do shit for me because unlike Wally Kerr, who here's the thing with Wally Kerr and Olivia, they're not normally seen together like that. Yes, they're married, but like they're not really seen together that often. Like when she does come in, which is not that often, it's not that much of a big shakeup. It's not like Olivia's having a story and like, yo, where's Ned at? So Ned could sit there and do the whole he's here, then he's on days, and then he's here, then he's on days. Kevin can't do that because Laura's in a lot of these prominent stories, and you're just like, where the hell is Kevin at? What's good, Kaiwan? Do you think that hooker that dating Michael is? Why did I even bother to read that for? Hey, yeah, why the hell was Outback even there? But like, I don't know. I just, I guess like I look at it and I'm like, I have to remember that the GH fans just watch GH. So when they see a character come back to GH, they're really excited. They don't know that he's on another show because they don't watch that show. Was good, Eagle. Eagle says, "So Bobby Gio keeps proving Dante right, but I feel both Dante and Gio have to make things right. But right now, Emma really is a bad influence on Gio, but Gio needs to get back on the violin for a while." Eagle, like I said, I got to give a shout out to Eagle because I'm like, yo, listen, I'm making my own soap opera. I'm making my own soap opera. And I plan on doing another series next week. Okay, let me ask you, are they cousins or not really? Are they cousins or no? They're not cousins, right? No, no, they're not cousins. Okay. They're not cousins. I was wondering about that. So I was like, are they cousins? Okay. I'm gonna read this and I'm gonna go get my cup. Spike Quick says I'm at a point where Britt and Cody need to hit the sheets one time to get it out their system. Then Britt can get with Jason and Cody with Molly because it's clear back then Cody and Britt like each other. And Eagle says, you're right about Kevin. He shows up back in town and mine. And the tension is never the show. It seemed the actor said he would do GH anytime. So why is GH not giving him scripts? I keep forgetting to get damn pepper or hot sauce for this. I used to get hot sauce for this stuff all the time, and then I don't know what the hell happened, but I just stopped. I haven't done a regular stream in like a long time. Also, hit the like button too. Hit the like button because that does help. I'm gonna hit the like button. Let's see where the like button's at. right? Eagle, yes, and we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that fight. That first of all, Portia is a whole hella out of pocket and just running across like a rampant ass hypocrite. No, no. But sometimes you start having a conversation, you're like, then you're talking to so many people because she's an idiot, Spider. She's an idiot. Idiotic, naive brat of a daughter is also a hypocrite. What's really amazing? So Portia came at Nina. Nina sat there and said, "Hey, listen, I just want to sit there and try to save my daughter." And Portia's not there giving her so much problems. And I'm like, wait, Portia, you sat there and you changed the whole test results to make sure that your daughter was safe. But when Nina wants to sit there and protect her daughter, that's a problem, right? You have no problems that they're changing test results and everything else to save Trina. But you want to sit there and get upset when somebody else fights for their daughter too? How much of a goddamn hypocrite are you going to be? That's my whole thing. So I just thank you, Darby. That sounds super depressing. It just does. Plus, okay. Plus, she went to the police station, which, by the way, was another stupid ass scene. She went to the police station, saw Jordan with Curtis, and got upset. I was like, "Girl, you sitting there having an affair behind Curtis' back." And listen, I don't feel bad for Curtis because Curtis sitting there was hanging out too much around Jordan. And for any person that's with their friends and they do business and they run into each other from time to time, that's a bunch of fucking bullshit. So we're not gonna play that game. We're not gonna play the whole but they have people in common. That's bullshit. Okay? So we're not gonna do that. Curtis and Jordan was especially out of pocket. Especially out of pocket. I know people sit there say, but Jordan only did what Portia did. Okay, it don't make her any goddamn better though. Like I know people like Jordan, but you know what? Jordan's a goddamn hypocrite as well. And Curtis ain't shit. But you know what? Now Portia ain't shit. And Isaiah ain't shit either. So I mean you got four people that ain't shit. Like that's how I look at it. You got four goddamn people that just ain't shit. Then you come and Ava really trips me out. Ava sat there and said, "Yeah, I told like seriously, all four of them ain't shit." But Ava sat there and told Nina that she told Portia about what Nina did, and Nina's like, "Yo, how could you do that?" Well, it was gonna come out sooner or later anyway. I was like, Ava, you ain't shit out there. Okay, you literally threw your friend under the bus and then try to mitigate it and downplay it like you didn't do anything that bad. Just like when she sat there and switched Morgan's pills. Oh, but I thought that, his parents was gonna sit there and see that he was acting different, he was being irrational. I just want to get him away from my daughter. You ain't fucking shit. What's good, Dolmedics? You ain't fucking shit. Like that's serious. But Ava haven't been shit for a hot man. What's good, Well, yeah, Ron, you got somewhat of a point. You got somewhat of a point. You do. For the first time in a long time, you actually have a point. You actually make a good point. I'm pretty sure you're gonna lose that throughout the however long I'm here, but you have a point. So I guess you're gonna have fun since they're taken out of there. Yes, and thank you, LaShawn. Selena Wu is back. Now, I don't know what's going on with the actress. I don't understand why they wrote her out the way that they did because it was just poor piss writing. But she's back. She's back. Hopefully they do something really good with her this time. I remember when they actually made her a central character. I remember when she slapped the shit out of Cody. She sat there and said, "Oh, good old days." And then they just acted like Miss Wu just was not important because Carly, 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 Carly. What am I agreeing to? Well, it says you and I can agree that both Brain and Kristen are horrible parents. He is a recovering addict, and Kristen, I'm lost for words. Well, a recovering addict doesn't make you a bad parent because that's what you are. You're a recovering addict. Now, if you were a continuing addict, that's something different. But that's just my opinion. You can feel free to have your own. But either way, they drowned Miss Wu out. They drowned Selena out, and you know, it just became what it became. So now, how long is this truth gonna last between Rick and Sunny? Who knows? Will the truth come out about Ava, Christine? Oh, Darby says Linda had to leave the country a few times to take care of her mother in real life. Okay. Oh, then that makes sense. I mean, they could have written her out better, but yeah, okay, that makes sense. I did remember hearing something about that, so that's good for her. That is good for her. Okay, I guess I gotta wait one more damn hour. Awesome. Um, well, I mean, listen, um, Ron, my thoughts when I saw Sophia, I rolled my eyes because I think that the actress is a bad actress, and I think the character is a knockoff Jan Spears, and I'm like, I here's the thing. I know that they gotta cause trouble for Chanel and John because they are boring as shit. Okay, they are boring. Johnny is a disappointment, and Chanel I just don't really care about. So it's like, you know what it's like? It's well, actually, to tell you the truth, it's like Jan Spears with Belle and Sean. People sat there and said Belle and Sean are boring as hell, and every now and then they gotta sit there and bring Jan Spears back. Yeah, listen, she makes as much logical sense as Jan Spears, except for she's just a knockoff version. But now she's there to cause. My whole thing is like, instead of having somebody cause trouble for two people, how about you just write them interesting? Remember when they used to actually write characters interesting? Like, I know that's it feels like it's a foreign concept now, but like, yeah, sure, Ron, that's exactly what I get. I guess we're gonna sit there and start with the. I'm never gonna go there. Um, Hell, even when Eva Thompson does that, when she talks of Leslie, sadly, Darby, there's some people that actually do like the character. Domex says Jan's obsession made more sense than Sophia. Yeah, especially after what you told me. After what you told me, yeah. I watched it. Like I said, I watched it this morning. Like I literally got up early on purpose. Like I got up early and got to work like a whole hour on purpose early, so this way I could sit there and watch it. And it's just wild to sit there and see that show so early in the morning, like Rachel and everything. And Tate. Listen, I'm not gonna sit there and shit on him for him flunking his classes and stuff because it happens, right? Um, but like I don't know, like maybe the dude could just sit there and just withdraw from college. Like, did Brad Bell write Crazy Luna off? Yes. So far, LaShawn, Domex said Jan latched on to Sean because he rescued her from a traumatic experience. For the people that don't know, Ryan, I was not there thinking that she belongs in juvie. She belongs in juvenile hall. But she's little Rachel, and they all got to protect her, and blah 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 blah. So this is what we get instead. This is what we get instead. Oh my God, little Rachel did. Little Rachel nearly killed two fucking people. Her ass belongs in juvenile. She belongs in juvenile in juvie. What the fuck are we doing at this point? So damn, like that's like probably the one thing that's like irks me every single time. And maybe it's just me because like I'm just I guess apparently fucking cold as shit. But like she nearly killed two people, and everyone's just like, but she's just a little kid. She's just a little girl. I don't know, Ron. I just know what they got on B&B right now ain't exactly no better. But at least it was drama though. At least they actually managed to pull drama. I forgot that teacher's name that was crying and upset about her running over Luna. Well, like, girl, you already sat there and you talk to the damn cops. Like, you got to sit there and go over Finn's house for forgiveness. Like, what's this such a stupid fucking scene? Like, this is where sometimes I'm like, how is this show still on the fucking air? Like, I feel like for the people that really like The Bold and the Beautiful, the writers love to shit in their face. Domex says, these are the same people who attended a church wedding for a serial killer. Today's characters will forgive anything. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. He is right. Domex is 100% right. And I cannot argue with that. That's true, Darby. That's 100% true. You are correct. She should. She absolutely should. I don't know. It's like I said, it's crazy to me. Oh, Miss Dillon, that's her name, Miss Dillon. And I love his thing. I love how Steffi is not there giving Finn permission to sit there and grieve and give him permission to sit there and talk about his daughter. Or like when she was alive, she literally sat there and forbid them to have a relationship. And if Finn, like the weak bitch ass that he was like, "You're right. You're my priority. It's just you and the kids." It was like, yeah, but you know what? That's your child too. And granted, listen, most children, most adults, because she wasn't even a kid, she was literally an adult. Most adults would have sat there and looked at that like if Luna was being real and Finn didn't want to sit there and rock with her, she would have sat there and said, F you and Steffi. You know what? I want to sit there and have a relationship with you, but you can't even sit there and be man enough to tell your wife no. So you know what? I'm good. That would have been a normal, natural reaction. That I would have been sitting like, okay, good. But not this constant whining and whining and crying and begging and shit. I'm like, what am I watching? Like, I watch this because it's content, something to talk about. But there are people that's watching this like, oh, this, and I'm just like, how? Domac says, I'm kind of interested in the stuff with Bill and Kate on B&B. It's kind of a redo of old history, but I like it. Last time the Foresters upset Katie, Bill took the company for her. Yeah, in Dolomitics, I think you were there that night. We did the um we did the Bill Spencer night, which uh early 2000 Bill was fucking peak. Um Granted, like here's the thing, I understood where she was coming from. I I do I do understand where she's coming from, but I'm also just like, listen, at the end of the day, he made a business decision. If you don't like it, kick rocks. You know? Like, yeah, they hired a PR team. They didn't even sit there and tell her about it. They're just like, oh, well, we think this is what's best for you. Did you even ask me? She worked her ass off at the company. You can't even be bothered to sit there and give her a heads up. Like, really, after everything that she did, you had another group of people come over and take over her job. So I understand being slighted like that. But then my whole thing is though, like, okay, well, you knew about it and you weren't happy about it, but like you didn't sit there and raise hell or even say anything. You knew that there was no there doing that, and then when you came back, you was like, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do the third. We're just like, no, they already had systems in place to sit there and help get rid of negative PR, so we're gonna work with that. Look, aren't you gonna support me? Support you on what? You knew what they were doing. They had a plan. At that point, yeah, it was just business. So, like, why are you sitting there bitching about it for? No message. That's the thing. They didn't even have a conversation with her about it, and that's my whole thing. It's like I can see both sides because they didn't. They didn't sit there and say, "Hey, listen, we know that you're going through a lot with your son and everything, so we're gonna hire a PR firm." You know, hell, even if you don't sit there and ask her as you ask permission, like I mean, come on. At the end of the day, Rich runs shit, not her. But like, even if you would have sat there and said, "Hey, listen, this is what we're gonna do," at least tell her about it. Have some common courtesy to do at the very least that you can even do the bare minimum. So I understand that. I understand, when she said that to me, I was like, okay, I get that. Because that was, you know, um, apologize for lashing out, right? I apologize for lashing out at her and calling her names and Smith is saying she was being selfish. I think that seems about right, Ron. That seems about right. Seems about right. Um, so I get that part. So it's kind of a two-way street, but I do get where Katie's coming from. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Granddad, and here's the thing. I know he's called Eric, but sometimes I even slip up and call him Granddad. But like, what are they doing with his character? He's supposed to have this retirement party, and now he's like, "Oh, I want to go back. I want to be back in the game. I'm a creator. I never stop creating." I'm like, bro, you're like 90 something years old. Okay, like it's a weird thing though. I would sit there and say it's a weird thing, right? Because, like, here's the thing: because of his age and everything like that, it could be pretty obvious, and given the stress and everything like that that comes with that job and that responsibility, it's very easy to sit there and say, "Can you sit your old ass down somewhere?" But when you say creative and stuff like that, he's a creator. I get that part. Danny Bear 87. But I get it. As a creator, like I will be at work and I'm like, oh, what kind of video am I going to sit there and make? What kind of thing am I going to sit there and do? Well, this, that, and the time. I'm constantly sitting there thinking about that stuff sometimes. So I get that. Domex says my nickname for Eric is Horny Fashion Santa. Yeah, I heard he was a wild man back then. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to sit there. What's good, Danny Bear? How are you doing? I'm gonna have one more sip before I start to get fucking lit. Ugh. Hmm. You was man, you were upset that he survived? Is that what you just said? Is that what came out of your mouth? Is that what you just said, Ron? Hmm. Okay, Ron, sure. It's your opinion. Whatever. That's that's your opinion. Danny says I was laughing when Bill called Forrester creation that dusty dress shop. Yeah, Bill is something else. Bill is share. Who am I supposed to share it to? Fuck it. I don't know if I want to sit there and watch. I got other things to sit there and do. Well, actually, I got other things to sit there and share. Now, Danny Bear says, why not mess up the LA story? Mustache is there now. They can't get anything right. Here's my whole thing. Now, Danny Bear knows that I am a Victor Newman fan, right? But I started sitting there thinking about what, shout out to Samuel. I don't know if this is to feed Eric Braden's ego, but like, you could have had somebody else come to LA to sit there now. It would have been really great if you would have had Adam come to LA to help out. I would have even took I would even took Victoria and Nate coming in. But for some odd reason, who shows up? The great, amazing Victor Newman to save the day. And I'm like, listen, I am not. I'm not. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not trying to be ageist or anything, right? But you know, maybe you can kind of fall back and let somebody else sit there and get the spotlight and be kind of the hero and or somebody sit there and really, really help, not 89-year-old fucking Victor Newman showing up and be like, huh, what's going on? You know who I am? I'm Victor Newman, and I'll destroy you. I'm sitting in my bed watching this. I'm just like, all right, I need a minute. You know what? Fuck that. I need a drink. I need a minute. Yeah, who would be afraid of the old fart? Adam can take Matt or whatever his name is. I just, I think what it comes down to, listen, they call the show The Old and the Restless, right? They call the show The Old and the Restless. Okay, I'm gonna sit there and show this picture twice. Now, I know somebody. I'm probably gonna sit there and show. Yeah, we noticed that, Ron. And listen, I don't have a problem with Victor. I don't have a problem with Eric Braden. I like Eric Braden. I like Victor Newman. But when you show him coming in and being the great savior for what 70 something years, no, this is Albert. Ron is right. Every now and then, Eric goes away and then comes back looking to make a difference at Forrester. Race goes against him, beats him, forgives him, sends him back, pulls people in, etc. Yeah, no, I mean, I think he was talking. Well, I don't think that's what Ron was talking about, but I do get what you're talking about, Tom. Now, you're right. You're right. Now, I know. You know what? It's good. I'm gonna have anybody answer this question. Sean, you know who this person is, so you don't necessarily have to answer because you already know who this person is or who these people are. All right, who are they? Who are these people? Is on the screen. There we go. There we go, Darby. Oh, man, that is correct, Darby and Danny Bear. Yep, better. Yep, that is correct. Old school. Well, you know, this weekend we watched some scenes. It was hot. Yeah, it was a Holly night, right? And um, um, I don't know, Ron. I don't think that average people would be okay with their wife banging somebody else. Maybe that's why. But I was going to sit there and say, Robin was pretty much the James Bond of of General Hospital. Listen, back then, Holly was a hot mess. There you be. Holly was a hot mess, and old school GH plays so differently. There was a couple of times that Robert actually called her fat, or pretty much not, or pretty much sat there and said that she needs to no. He said that a little exercise wouldn't hurt her. Like now he would have been canceled for that. People would have been like, "Oh my god, I can't believe he body shamed her. I can't believe that actually happened." Well, I'm like, listen, if you like 300 something pounds, you're fat. Get on a diet, get on a goddamn treadmill, put down the fork, and get your shit together. Like that's the truth of the matter. But no, seriously, there was one scene where he's working out, he's on the treadmill, and he literally sat there and told Holly, listen, a little exercise wouldn't hurt you. I was like, I was like, wow. Then there was a scene when they went clothes shopping. She comes out in this. Hey, Darby, I'm keeping it real. Um, there's a point where she comes out in this dress, And Robin's like, yeah, it's fine, except for the hips or whatever, could use a little work there. I thought there was like, yo, it was like under 10 minutes. He done called her fat like twice in these two clips. You couldn't do that now. That's what I'm Smith is saying. Like that stuff now you couldn't do. You just simply couldn't. Huh, one more. You just simply couldn't. Then that sh- that should be a show when skinny people keep it real. Listen, Darby, you know how I am. I'm gonna sit there and say what I want, when I want, and how I want. That's just me. Are you talking about the winter previews? You know what? Listen, I don't know if I actually want to watch a winter previews of anything. Oh, you heard that, Ron? You hear a lot of things. Apparently, I got Passions canceled, which is I love Passions. Passions was a great show, and you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna show this picture twice. I already know somebody knows who. Fuck it. Who are these two people? Sean knows who they are. It's all about endless games on Fox. I like it. But Sean, the members. You know who these people are. There we go. Oh, that was good, Danny Bear. I mean, Teresa, okay, fine. I can give you Teresa, but the fact that you know who Danny Bear, what's his last name? What's his last name? Fox what? Members, you know who this person is, so I'm asking the non-members. And Danny Bear, what's that person's last name? Fox what? No. But it is a nice name though. It is a nice name, Ron. Ooh. See, I was gonna be like Foxworth. Ooh. Foxworth Crane. Actually, you said Nicholas Foxworth Crane. Well, Sean, you knew who it was because we watched her. But that's why I said non-members. But see now, Danny Bear is showing off. That's a good memory, though, Sean. It's a good memory. Um, and Danny Bear is showing off. Danny Bear said Nicholas Foxworth Crane. Hmm. Said his whole government name. I love it. Oh well, Sean, you was there. This. Listen, listen. That show had a budget. Okay, we saw some scenes. So I was like, they couldn't do that now. The most that they did was when what's his name? What's Maxie's kid's name? When he was drowning and Cody came to rescue him. Yeah, I think it was Cody. Cody came to rescue James. James. Hey, Danny Bear, did you like Krista said they were married? Yeah, they were married in real life, and that's why her last name is Hartley because she kept that damn name. Thank you, Sean James. Danny Bear, did you like when Teresa was with Alistair Crane? Alistair Crane, did you like them together? Danny Bear, did you like when Teresa? Did you like when Teresa married Alistair Crane? Did you find them to be a cute couple? Or hot and steamy? Henry says no, that was nasty. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he did. He did. I don't listen. I gotta. Why did she marry him? Sean says they need her back as Sam. Don't care what people say. Oh, Sean said I don't give a what people say. Mother. Sean Lewis had to say I don't give a fuck what people say. Hopefully, what is that? Nope, I don't. Ooh, I love it. Hopefully, back with his actual parents. I mean, like the actual actor. Bring it. I love it. I also don't love. So goddamn annoying. Sean's like he's ready for war. Also went through the same hairstyle. Hey, what do y'all? Okay, what do y'all sit there and think of Leo being a vegan? He was like, "Hey, I'm a vegan now. Hit me with your." Oh, okay. So Sean is bringing out the '80s energy. Double does yes, yes, that is correct, Danny Bear. Double dose of John. Dealing with Laura and dealing with that dumbass Vanessa. Fired it away. But Portia's dumbass that they're trying to fight women in the bathroom. I was like, I was like, yo, listen, him and his blondes. Listen, blondes can be fun. I'm just saying, blondes, blondes can be, blondes can be fun. Okay, blondes can be fun. That's what I'm gonna sit there and say. They can. Fun times can be had. Anybody says I want to see what Nina looked like after that fight. Portia walked out like she handled some business. Nina whooped Carly's ass. I don't think that Nina should have a problem with Portia. Um, let's see something. Okay, Ron, you said that last time too. So, okay. Why can't they not? Ugh. It's like you look for something and it's like they don't have it. So, I don't like that picture. I got another one for y'all. Just give me a second. Loading it up. Yeah, Nina whooped Carly's ass. Also, I was like, why are you sitting there fighting this woman? You're pregnant. Like, what are you doing? Why are you sitting there trying to be fighting people? Not to mention you coming across as a whole ass hypocrite. Like, what are you doing? Like, this is the type of dumb shit that I'm like. hmm, I don't know, Sean. I don't. I don't know if it's in the budget for them. I don't know if it's in the budget. Oh, pregnancy hormones. It's like an excuse to sit there and say, "Oh, I did something stupid," but it's not my fault. It's the hormones. Like every time that Sasha did stupid shit, they just sat there and said, "Oh, she's just pregnant brain." I was like, "No, she's just fucking stupid." That's all. We're not gonna sit there and cover up her stupidity. It was stupid, Ron. It was stupid. I mean, listen, Portia has been on some dumb shit for a hot minute. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, who is this? Who are these two people? What are their names? I totally forgot. And Push just saw Jordan at the police station with Curtis. She had built up frustration. Yeah, totally forgot that she had been a total. Ooh, good one, Danny Bear. Hmm. You know, for a hot minute, when I first saw her, I was surprised that was Portia, or that's the same woman that played Portia. I don't know why, but she didn't look the same. She did not like that. Doesn't look like Portia. That doesn't look like the chick that plays Portia. Okay, all right, Danny Bear. Who's this guy? What's what's this guy's name? No, Ron, I'm good. Nope. But who's this person, Danny Bear? Damn, good, Danny Bear. Listen, we gotta do like we gotta do so trivia one time. We gotta sit there and try to set up like so trivia night. I think that'd be fun. We gotta do so trivia night. She said that shit with the quickness. Danny Bear, what is Whitney's last name? What's her last name? Jared Harris. Damn. Russell. Okay. I'm gonna get you a one, Danny. Man. I'm gonna get you a one. Now, here's the thing, because Danny Bear is being a show off. So the next time I do a stream, I'm gonna sit there and make sure that I get somebody that she doesn't know. I'm gonna look. I'm actually have to go through some effort. I'm gonna go through some effort. That is not a great picture of her. Um. Oh, you know what? Look at a picture. Now, this is a time that reality says Dante is a whiny, controlling crybaby. Please, writers, toughen up his character. Her dad TC was an ass. I hated him so much. So see, son, you remember that era now. Holly and Anna. Yep. Ron Danny Bear's in the comment section. She can read your comment. Why do people ask me that? But yes, that is clearly 80. That is clearly 80s attire. I'm not gonna lie, Anna pulls it off well. I personally do think that Holly is more attractive. Lexington. But Anna pulls off 80s pretty well. Yes, 80s to the max. Did I put up? Let's see if I put this video up. Yeah, Sean, I think you would appreciate it. I figured you would appreciate it. Oh, I didn't put it up. That's weird. All right, I'm about to sit down and watch something cringy real quick. You have to upload something, but I'm gonna show you something cringy. Okay, all right. I have no problem doing it, Sean. What's that? Oh, I uploaded it, but I guess I didn't. What's good, Big Nate? How are you doing? Uh, they they were decent. They were decent. I was sit there and say they were decent. All right. just remember, well, just remember, people. Um, Sean specifically asked me to do this, so I don't want anyone dying of like cringe or anything like that. But uh, sometimes I wonder what would I be like. What kind of character would I be like if I was a character in the '90s, specifically a '90s sitcom?
Morning, world. Some people greet the day with yoga or a run. Me, I like to start with optimism
and a little caffeine.
And occasionally, the universe sends me a reminder that optimism.
So apparently, that's what I would be like if I was in the '90s. If I was in a '90s sitcom. Now, one kind of fast, so maybe I should sit there and play it again. Oh my goodness, this is so cringe.
Morning, world. Some people greet the day with yoga or a run. Me, I like to start with optimism
and a little caffeine.
And occasionally, the universe sends me a reminder that optimism.
So yeah. Exactly, Sean. Danny said that's what it was. Hell yeah, that's what it was. '90s. That's what it was. Hella '90s. Ron says Gabby can do con. Yeah, I know what you mean, Ron. But DC be putting up some content too, though. So I'm gonna show y'all some of DC's content.
The board met this morning. As of noon today, Bostic Enterprises is under my control. What are you saying? You can't just take my company. I can, and I have. The votes were unanimous. They want stability, and you haven't given them that. It's my father's name on that building, Constant. You think I'll let you steal it? It's already done, Albert.
Oh.
Come in. Evening, Doc.
Albert, is this a surprise?
Not for long. I'm here to set the record straight. I'm taking Bostic Enterprises back, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You think the board will let you waltz in and snatch it all away?
The board's already with me. Papers are signed. It's over. We'll see about...
Yeah, that's what DC's been up to. Crazy thing is that it looks so damn real. Danny Bear said I was waiting for a punch on that that last one. Yeah. Danny Bear, did you get a chance to check out my other shorts? I've been putting up some of my own shorts. Did you get a chance to check them out? Well, what the holy AI hell? Yes, exactly. Um, I'll share y'all two of mine. That well, some of y'all seen them, some of y'all didn't, but I'll show y'all two of mine. Maybe three. We'll see.
You don't have to stay this late.
And miss the chance to crack this with you?
Not a chance.
Pretty brave. Or maybe you just like my company.
Maybe both.
You ever think we make a good team?
I think about it all the time.
Careful.
Not yet. I need to. And
It's closed. You look beat.
We've been through worse.
Maybe we deserve a night off.
Dinner?
Is that you asking me out, detective?
It might be.
Then yes.
Sean said, "No clapping up." Yeah, yeah, exactly, Danny B. I've been sitting there taking the romance part. And there's another one.
Got your message.
I thought you wouldn't come.
I couldn't stay away.
Every time I see you, I want you more.
You're making it impossible to resist.
Then don't.
Look at me.
I am.
Here's the thing. I just like the end part where you just like, look at me. And she's like, I am. I'm like, who tells somebody to sit there and look at them when they're kissing them? Like, it's just so, that is just so goddamn wild. Simping. What does that mean, Sean? What does simping mean? What does that mean? I forgot. What does that mean? And that's a bad thing? I mean, Sean, did you not sit there and look at her and see how she looked? So is oh, okay. just just checking. Like, the chick looked pretty damn bad. Like, apparently the character couldn't resist her. Hmm. I'm also show y'all one more. No, it's not that great, but well, fuck it, I still like it.
Code carved into a victim's apartment. Another case, another night in Seoul.
By Detective Bostic, the numbers match a phone booth by the river.
Then that's where the killer waits. We set the trap.
Now that comes across more like some Law and Order shit right there. Oh, I'm agreeing with you. Okay, good, Sean. Good. Just checking. Just checking, Sean. Just checking. She was pretty bad though. But yeah. Which reminds me, I gotta sit and upload another video tonight. But I don't know. I'm not crazy about Kevin being back because I know that he's not gonna be back for long. Like, he's on, I feel like I bit my tongue. He's on another show, right? So he's gonna be there, he's gonna listen to her or whatever, but and you know what's funny, Danny Bear? It reminds me of Billy Flynn. You know, when he's on Days of Our Lives, and then he's on The Young and Restless and everything like that. It's like it's double duty. Double duty. You're not Sean. I was just messing with you. What? What are you talking about, Ron? Ron out here is not there spreading all these. Buzz, not buzz. Here's the thing. Here's half of the problem. Here's the thing. I don't I don't have an old cane to compare it to, right? What I don't like about this cane, I like Billy Flynn, and I think they can improve on the Kane character, but like him constantly that they're taking him constantly being berated by Lily doesn't help. And the fact that, Victor just once again he wins and Kane's like, oh well, it's good that I lost all my money and my fortune and everything like that. It humbled me. And he's coming to Victor like, okay, you've won. I got defeated. And once again, I can't help but sit there and look at that and be like, this comes across as so much like, we gotta bow down to the great Victor Newman. Like, you know, Jonathan, what's good? I was just not there sewing on my shorts that I'm pretty sure I don't know if you cared about. But how the hell are you? Jonathan, you missed it. Danny Bear was not there showing off with her amazing knowledge of passions. Like Danny Bear was on fire. But how are you doing now? Good? Yeah, that's right. Everyone has to have a run and their circle. Yes, pathetic. I don't get why Kane never used the AI. Why, and that here's the thing. That would have made much more sense, right? Especially if you would have got Victor, right? The fact that he didn't use it, he had this plan that's not they're taking all the companies, but he didn't use the one weapon that can actually take over the companies. Just it. This is where B&B will always like screw up. They do things that just don't make sense, and you're like I don't understand. I don't understand why they do stuff like that. Like Chancellor was wide open for him to take. Yeah, all of them was. He could have he could have still left Lily's company alone and took all the rest. Like B B&B and Weinar have like their storytelling is really bad. And I'm not saying that they're saying like GH is like the pinnacle of perfection, but like, the fact that like Sharon and Nick were hanging out at a drug den for like that long, for like 2 days. Oh, we went around and we were checking. You, what? First of all, where the fuck is your security? I know that Nick is a big guy, he can handle himself or whatever, but like, where's your PR? Where's your PI people at? You fucking people are rich and you're just running around like two idiots around Los Angeles that you don't know. You don't know, like, you're rich. You fucking people are rich. It would have been perfect. They had no access to the outside world to fix anything. He could have installed the program. They wouldn't even have known. They wouldn't even have known. Well, they just they do things that I just don't understand, and it. That is. Oh shit! That was stupid. Yeah, but that's the thing, though, right? Um. Oh shit. So Johnson says. So Willow married a man who she doesn't love. Yeah, but that was never the plan. It was never about love. She told Nina that, and I understand it. I understand it. But again, this is more for the Eric Braeden show. Like, oh, we have to have him come in and like it's just. Uh, I wonder if Willow signed a prenup. My whole thing is somebody said in the comment section when Drew finds out Willow was up to, what is he going to do? And wait, hold on. Um, I wonder if Willow. Yeah, but my whole thing is like, what happens when Drew sits there and figure out what Willow did? Like, what is he going to sit there and do to her? That's pretty much my whole thing. Pretty much my whole thing. What is he going to wind up doing? That's the question. And I guess at some point they'll get back to Anna. That's something else. I guess at some point they'll get back to Anna. I mean, I don't know if this is for sure. Doesn't Drew know or suspect that Willow was the one messing with Daisy? He could have used that against her. He could. Oh, he could use that against her. He could, with no proof, right? But if Willow falls for the bluff, if Willow falls for the bluff, then that's possible. That's 100% possible. Drew finds out proof, or he's the reason Michael hasn't found. Drew will find the proof, or he's the reason Michael hasn't found proof. I, I don't know where this story is going at. I don't know where the story is going at, honestly. Well, I actually did put it out. Um, that's possible. But I mean, Jonathan, like, are you surprised, or is it just a statement that you made? Because, like, listen, I was more surprised that Portia decides she wants to sit there and be fighting people. Yes, have a good night, Sean. I will sit there and see you tomorrow. I don't know what the hell I did. It's interesting. Sophia Madge now Johnny has her baby. All well, bitch. I just, my whole thing is I look at it and I'm like, this is just, well, see, here's the thing. I'm trying not to be a negative Nancy about it, right? And I feel like they're just kind of recycling the whole Jan Spears story, but they're doing it for Johnny and Chanel. Like, whenever people sat there and said that, like, Sean and Belle are boring, right? So what do? They get Jan Spears to come in there, cause some trouble, leave town or whatever, and then she comes back later on when Sean and Belle needs a nemesis, needs to be interesting. I'm like, here's an idea. How about instead of you doing that, Capping says Dante is overreacting because he feels like he wasn't there for Rocco as much as he would have liked, so he's being overprotective. Yep, a dollar store general version. Let's everyone say what's up to Capping Odd. I think it's Capping Odd. I put out a video, and I put out the same video, and now it's like, oh, I'm so mad about that. Um, here's the thing. I do see where people are coming from. Like, it's I think that's the one thing I like about soap opera. Well, I mean, that's one of the many things I like about soap operas is that there's never a simple answer. There's never a simple answer. You know, um, most stuff in soap operas aren't necessarily black and white, and that's why you always have people like disagreeing. You know, like not having a unanimous conclusion because I can see where Captain is talking about. And just a simple fact that, like, yo, listen, he didn't tell what you call it to do it. Like, well, he told him not to do it. Actually, tell you the truth, Emma told him not to do it, and he still did it anyway. Anyway, it says, I wonder if EJ is behind them kidnapping or is it family since he didn't want Kat to look for Chad. Hmm, that's a good question. You know, the easy answer was sit there and be like, no, he's not part of it. But, like, you just don't know. I mean, he has a whole thing. There was one thing that was funny this week. When Kayla was like, you're doing all these budget cuts and stuff like that, and with the lab, and AJ was like, okay, how about I allocate the funds to the lab, and we could sit there and take it out of your salary. I mean, you are sitting there saying stop being a penny pitcher, right? So you gonna volunteer to sit? You gonna volunteer your portion? You gonna volunteer your portion of money being transferred? How about we start with your? How about we start with your checks? How about we start with that? That was funny. That was pretty funny. Exactly. I was like, no, 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 girl, you sitting there running off with the mouth and everything like that. Why don't you volunteer some funds? And then you had what? You had Holly going through Holly going through Stephanie's mail and found some person that kept writing these over the top like love letters to Stephanie. And even she was like, "All right, you doing too much. You doing way, 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 way too much. Doing way too much." I can't believe that I actually did this shit. I am so fucking mad at myself. I mean, damn, the numbers are climbing back again, but they look so damn similar. All right, I'll put out another one tomorrow. Captain says Dante has to remember how he and Sonny clashed over the years and how they was able to work it out. In Gio's story, it's nothing like Sonny or Dante, but Gio is blindly following Emma. Yeah, he is, and it's. I felt like with that particular time, like today when he was like, I'm gonna go. When she was like, you may do more damage to your relationship with Dante. He did it because he was like, I don't care what Dante, I don't care about a relationship with Dante. Like he did it because in spite of that. Because he said a couple episodes, he was like, listen, he has a right to be upset. But I don't have to sit there and take it. I don't have to sit there and take his essentially mental abuse. I don't have to do that. And good for you. Wow. I hope it gets back to 1,000. So that's why I can just fucking keep it up. All right, let me stop looking at it. I mean, okay. I did think that was just weird though. Like I thought that was weird that Michael was just there, just looking inside like a damn creep at Willow getting married to Drew, and then he tells Jacinda, "Oh well, I was there because I had to see with my own eyes." It's like no, what you had to do was you have to sit there and find reasons to sit there and justify you keeping the kids from Willow. That's why you were there. Let's not. Let's. I was like, let's not do that. Because I get it. Everyone sit there and they dislike, well, they hate Willow and what she's doing and evil Drew and blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, come on, seriously? You didn't need to be there. You standing outside like a creepazoid. Like, what are you doing, Michael? This is where you can go back and tell Jacinda and start feeling sorry for yourself. You want to hook up with a. I just stopped to watch your latest reel. Korean drama raw. I can't believe I'm so Dolomatics. Let me tell you something. I think It was 2 nights ago. I put out a video. It was 12 minutes. It shot to 128 views in 12 minutes. I sat there. I was like, "Oh, this shit is gold." I was. You know who gets numbers like that? Brock TV. Brock TV could sit there and put out a video and be like 20 minutes. They'll have like 200 views. 20 fucking minutes. I am loving this. And Sunday, I'm gonna give you a preview of my new series that I'm putting out. Sunday, I'm gonna give you a preview of my new series. Not fuck it. I'm gonna show you the stuff. I'm gonna show you the stuff that DC was working on.
The board met this morning. As of noon today, Bostic Enterprises is under my control. What are you saying? You can't just take my company. I can, and I have. The votes were unanimous. They want stability, and you haven't given them that. It's my father's name on that building, Constant. You think I'll let you steal it? It's already done, Albert.
Oh.
Come in. Evening, Doc.
Albert, is this a surprise?
Not for long. I'm here to set the record straight. I'm taking Bostic Enterprises back, and there's nothing you can do about it.
You think the board will let you waltz in and snatch it all away?
The board's already with me. Papers are signed. It's over. We'll see about...
Ego says, how do you feel about Mitch and Victor's showdown today? I feel like it's an ego trip for Eric Braeden. Like, it was interesting, but it was also just like it comes across like why does Victor have to come in with his it should have been Adam. It should have been anybody else other than Victor Newman, who's like 89 years old, coming in and be like, I'm Victor Newman. You know who I am. I will destroy you. You're just like, really? So it was interesting, but it was also just like playing into his ego. See, got me shouting. That was good drama. Okay, now you're gonna sit there and see some cringy shit, and once you see it, you're not gonna be able to unsee it.
Morning, world. Some people greet the day with yoga or a run. Me, I like to start with optimism.
And a little caffeine.
And occasionally, the universe sends me a reminder that optimism.
So, Dory says, that sounds like you, Albert, coming in the room all yelling and shit. Eagle says, keep up with the AI stuff is great. Yo, listen, I am... that was just something I was testing out, but like, I'm loving the actual stuff that I'm doing now. Like, it's good. It's good. And the numbers, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of low-key obsessed. Plus I accidentally deleted a video. It will never get old. AI. W says that's what it could double as a curtain for. Oh, come on, broski. Dominic says, why did I get hanging with Mr. Cooper? You know, it's funny. Me and Dominic both remember that show. Q is the best actor on GH. Okay. He said just having you hanging out with a bunch of Pokemons. Albert as a little boy in Home Alone. Listen, the idea is that it's supposed to be a 90s sitcom. Shit. I had to redo a video because I deleted it by accident. And I put out the video 17 minutes ago. It's at 140. Debbie says maybe you can put out other members. Maybe you can put out other members of your chat and your AI. I would love to. I thought about that. Um, but unfortunately, like they would need to sign up for the account. And then I can use their likeness. We need Todd Manning back in 2027. I could be a low life in your drama. Darby, listen, I would have you and DC in there. I'm still so fucking pissed off. But yeah, that video was it was 90s sitcom. It was 90s sitcom. You should get the actor that always come on to be in your AI. Oh, I know who you're talking about. Nathaniel Gray. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a hot minute. He's always busy doing stuff, though, you know. I can do a scene with DC because DC actually has an account, so I can do one with him. But those are just fun though. You know, LaShawn, you're like the second person that sat there and asked that question. I'm very curious about why people are actually curious about that. I'm very curious. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know it's kind of just like a throwaway question, but like, I'm just curious of why people are wondering where's the original baby actor? Where's the original baby actor? I don't even remember him. Honestly, to tell you the truth, every time they show Ace, I'm just like, it just seems so. I don't know. It's like if you're not gonna bring back Esmond at the very least, or you know Esmond and Spencer, then it's like why are you even having this baby around? Like it's seriously, it's like Laura gets to sit there and be a mother all over again, right? Because they don't have Nicholas back on the show. Here's the thing. It always made me sit there and wonder: could that baby possibly be Spencer's? You know, I still always sat there and wondered: could that baby be Spencer's? I always sat there and still wondered that. It always made me wonder that. I know some people were against it, but like it always made me wonder that. I know the name Ace was kind of cute in the beginning, but cute doesn't stay cute forever. Give that kid a proper government name first. Yeah, but wouldn't Ace be short for Asa? Asa be short for Asa, right? So technically, you know, Asa is an actual name. Um, just call him Asa. Like that is here, just call him Asa, right? Um, you know, but no. Speaking of, well, not gonna say it. And yes, Nicholas should be out of prison. This is ridiculous. Say that name 3 times. Asa Cassadine. The fuck? It was like, what is that? Some sort of demon chant or something? Listen, I know a demon chant when I see one. Okay, Darby. Okay, Darby. I'll do that if you go to a mirror and you sit there and say Candyman 3 times. Go find a mirror in the house, say Candyman 3 times, and see what happens. And I'm actually being pretty light. Jonathan, how do you feel about Kevin being back? How do you feel about Kevin being back? Okay. How about you sit there and say Bloody Mary 3 times in the bathroom? Come on, Darby. Man up. What do you think is going to end up happening? Come on. Kevin told Laura he had to leave again. Now, he did to go check on a patient, but that was at General Hospital. So he'll technically still be back, I guess. It's interesting. We went from yeah, but I'm okay. But what I'm yes, but what I'm simply saying is like, how do you feel about him being back, Jonathan? Like, are you happy that he's back? Or are you like, what are your thoughts? What are your feelings? But yeah, he's not leaving yet. He will leave because he got to go back to being beyond. He has to go back to being Kevin on Beyond the Gates. But I just want to know people's opinions and everything about that. That's what I'm wondering about. I give my thoughts again afterwards. Yes, Joey. Yes, I'm happy he's back to give Laura support. Johnson says I don't have strong feelings about it. I'm just like, all right, yeah. See, for me, I generally don't care because I said this in my review. I'll say this again. Why does it matter if he's back? I mean, well, not so much why does it matter he's back, but like I don't care that much because I know he's on another show, right? And because I watch more than one show. If you're just a Jake fan, you're gonna be happy because it's like that's your world. That's what you know. But for me personally, I'm just like, it doesn't really matter if he's back or not. Like, yeah, he's back, and then he's just gonna leave again, right? So it doesn't really that's the thing though. Like, it doesn't really matter that much. That's the whole thing. I don't know. I compare that to Wally Kurt. Wally Kurt comes on as Ned. Ned and Olivia aren't really that prominent unless they have a family affair. Yep. See, it's funny. I was saying that, and you just came and you said, "Yep, there you go." And that's the thing. But see, the thing is, though, Jonathan, it's worse. Like, Ned's presence isn't really that needed, like Kevin's is, because Laura is still having this prominent story. She's been having prominent stories, and Kevin has been nowhere. Hell, there's times where you don't even sit there and see Olivia. So, when you don't see Wally Curtin, while it's like, okay, I mean, there's really no Olivia. Olivia come in and she's dealing with the kids and, dealing with Dante or something like that. She doesn't really come in for prominent storylines. So his presence isn't really, you know, there, not there, doesn't really matter that much. So, that's how I'm looking at it with the whole Kevin situation. Like, and I'm not shitting on people because I'm like, it's GH. That's what you watch. But Me who watches, Beyond the Gates, for better or worse, really do anything. I don't know. Doesn't really do anything. Fuck, I look like I just. You know, I'll talk about Beyond the Gates real quick. Vanessa is still coming across stupid. She is still coming across like a dumbass. Well, from a G's point, it came across as pretty stupid, right? Because he had a heart attack. He came back. He wasn't on a cane. He didn't look like he was weak or anything like that. He came back like, hey guys, how you doing? Like, you look pretty well for somebody who just had a heart attack, right? But we know that he probably had that because he had to film a couple of scenes for Days of Our Lives. So they're like, all right, cool, give him a heart attack. Okay. Yeah, we gotta have him on set for Days of Our Lives. So he needs to kind of just go away for a little bit. And then he comes back and he's like, okay, hi guys, how's it going? And you're just like I would have appreciated him having a cane at the very least. You didn't even show him in the hospital or in the bed. Oh, well, like I said, you didn't show him. He didn't look like somebody who just got out the hospital. Like they couldn't even be bothered to do that. But like they couldn't be bothered to sit there and get a good reason of why they didn't have turkey. Oh, we just want to sit there and give it to the less fortunate. You could have went to a store. There's so many other things y'all could have did if y'all want to sit there and help out the nurses and doctors and stuff. I know they were supposed to try to do this very cute and heartwarming sort of message, but like, so we didn't have Thanksgiving because we just want to give our food away. Like like where's the joke? Where's the comedy at? I mean, how? Listen, I don't rely on soap operas for comedy because I know that they just cannot do that right. But I appreciate the effort. They just said fuck it. They literally just had to say fuck it. Nope. Johnson says apparently Vanessa explanation on Monday for her constantly going from one man to from going from man to man was that Doug with his job didn't give her enough of an intimate life. The sad thing is that even if that was true, right? Let's just sit there and say that was true, right? You can just talk to him. What's good, Allison? You can just talk to him. Whatever happened to talking and communicating? I mean, Vanessa's a pretty vocal person to a point where she just gets straight up annoying, but like, you could have talked to him. You out here isn't there paying for hookers, essentially. You out here isn't there sleeping with every man in town because, oh my God, he's a doctor, he's super busy. Are you fucking kidding me? I feel like every time Vanessa just gets worse and worse and worse. And the thing that really annoys me is that blank ass expression that she has on her face, like the lights are just not on, and that fucktarded version of a brain of hers. Like it, and Bill coming over Vernon's place is pretty much what they're saying. I love you as a father. You treated my daughter like shit. You're right. If somebody did that to my daughter, I would be upset with them forever too. Okay, but that was a good 2-minute talk. But for some odd reason, they felt the need to stretch that bitch out as far as they fucking could. Listen, the the video series I'm gonna put out, I'm gonna sit there and tell Jaffine or whatever her name is that's producing Beyond the Gates. I'm gonna show you how to do a black soap opera. I'm gonna show you how to do a black soap opera. I'm gonna show you how to do a black soap opera because they clearly that. You know what? Stop now. No, fuck it, because she clearly don't seem like she knows how to do a soap opera. Cause that show could be shit at home. Don't worry, I'll show her how it's done. Allison says, "Can Stella just leave? Can just leave the show already? Talk about annoying. Yeah, take Trina's annoying ass with her. Take Trina's, take Trina, annoying, bratty ass with her. You know what Stella reminded me of? Why I didn't like her in the first place. That busybody, I gotta sit there and save you from yourself because apparently you're too stupid to sit there and think for yourself. Being all up in Curtis's business, going up in Jordan's face, like go take your dumb ass somewhere else. And Trina is when Trina stepped up to Nathan, I was like, girl, if you don't find a place to sit your dumb ass somewhere, like, I sometimes I wonder if I have the patience to sit there. Like, if I'm the person to sit there and do this shit sometimes, because I just, yeah, both busybody telling a 50-year. The thing is, Marshall was the one that was like, Stella, you need to sit there and kind of stay in your lane. Curtis is a grown ass man, but if you see somebody doing something that they're doing wrong, you got to sit there and try to stop them. No, you don't. You need to sit there and let them make their own mistakes. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, okay, I get that's how you did it like 80 something years ago, right? Where people wouldn't dare sit there and talk back to their parents. That's one of the things. Like, listen, I love my dad, but my dad comes from a generation where kids didn't really talk back to their parents. Yeah, I talk back to my parents. I like I would talk back to my dad. Like he ain't used to that shit. He's like, I come from a generation where kids didn't sit there and talk back to their parents. So I was like, have you met me? Like, have you met me? But I can't. Yeah, I've been. I don't know who's more annoying, Trina or Stella. Right now I would sit there and say Trina. Because here's the thing, Stella. Well, for me personally, Stella, I'm used to that busybody, annoying shit. Trina is like they just gave her this new personality that's just not working. It's this bratty, resting bitch face vibe. Like I just. And she's naive as fuck too, because also for her to sit there and blame this thing more on Jordan and her own father, like, oh well, Jordan's the reason why my parents are splitting up. I was like, so you're gonna sit there and act like your father is just, you know, like fucking innocent in this whole thing? Johnson says, should we call Trina Stella Jr. now? I don't know. I don't know. I always feel like Stella had her own vibe. Trina's attitude is new, in a sense. Like I remember that one episode where Trina got upset with Jocelyn because like she came to Bobby's and she ran into Jocelyn, and she gave Jocelyn hella attitude, hella attitude. I was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, yo, what is wrong with you? I remember, there was a bit of an argument, and I was way too much of a nice person at the time. And y'all know what I'm talking about. But I was like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with this chick? And she apologized later on, which was good, but like, no one makes you unfaithful. Jordan really hasn't done anything. It's all Curtis. I respect your opinion. I kind of disagree with that. Needs Ken said, how old is Trina? She's all in her father's business like a child. Exactly. Stay in your goddamn lane, girl. What the fuck is the matter with you? It was. I think it was probably before you start being in the streams often. But like, this was like I think last year, or the year before. I think this was like. I think this might have been the year before. It was last. Yeah, it was last year. And she had this attitude with Trina, and it turned out that she had an attitude with Trina because she was jealous that Jason came back and Spencer did, and that's why she had an attitude at Jocelyn because her uncle came back, but Spencer didn't come back, and I'm like, well, maybe your ass should sit there and go to grief therapy then. Instead of sitting there getting upset with the girl who's doing nothing but being nice to you, while you sit there being a complete and utter bitch to her. I'm just glad she called herself out on it. People grow and they learn, but I was way too goddamn gentle. She leaves him on, but Curtis still has a mind of her own. I mean, my whole thing was like, for me, I'm like, Jordan, you hung around a married man. You wanted to be with him. There were times where you should have just sat there and fell back. You didn't. And Curtis didn't either. He definitely disrespected his marriage. But I'm like, Jordan, you're a hypocrite. You got upset with Portia for doing exactly what you wound up doing. Like, Trina is just a waste of screen time. I just don't like I just don't like this attitude that she has now. Like it's not working for me, you know. Um it's just not working for me personally. At least they was giving her a story with Kai and everything, the whole baseball bat with the handprints that apparently they didn't even sit there and discover yet. So Trina Josh for 2021. Portia beat up Willow's mother, but I couldn't help it but laugh my ass off when she did that. Not right if Portia is innocent. The sad thing is, maybe their budget, who knows? But like, we don't even know if Portia beat up Nina because we didn't see it. Like we didn't see it. They were in the bathroom. They started fighting, and nothing happened. No ripped dresses, no messed up hair, no messed up makeup, nothing. Which again, like, why you sitting there throwing hands? You pregnant? Not to mention just how stupid that was. But like, this is one of the many reasons why I like to do the classics when it comes to SC soap because like. They used to actually show fights. They used to actually bother to show fights and things of that nature. They don't even do that now. They don't even bother to do that. I don't know. I guess it's not in the budget, like a lot of things that should be. I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end the stream here because I don't want to be up too late and have the day just escape me, and that'll just fucking suck. That'll just suck. Yeah, in the bathroom, and then what happened? Like, yeah, she grabbed her arm in the girl's bathroom, and then what? Who knows? It wasn't in the budget. But I'll be back tomorrow, though. I'll be back tomorrow. I probably didn't get to tonight, and whatever goes on tomorrow, we'll sit there and talk about all that. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Soul Chat with Bostic. Thank you. Have a good night, Allison. Have a good night, new person that I have to sit there and get your name right. Nikima? I'm going to get your name right sooner or later. Have a good night, Jonathan. Johnson says, good night, everyone. Hit the like button. Thank you. Have a good night, Danny Bear 87. If you're not subscribed to Danny Bear, definitely subscribe to her. Seriously, do that. Danny Bear is awesome, and she does great videos and live streams. So, you know, we gotta have our girl back out here in these streams, you know, doing the thing. And with that being said, I'm gonna go. I'll see you on the next stream. Laters.